with my fishtail tie, with my fishtail tie. New man. I guess that means that I was better than my successor. I'm gonna fight till the day I die with my chin up and my fist held high. Gonna fight till the day that I die. No dawn, no era. I ain't a saint, nah, I'm something much rarer. I speak facts, I speak truth. I stand tall after all I've been through. I could have bowed out, I could have given in. Instead I bounced back, my rise is imminent. There's no breaking my stride, to the top I'll climb. With my fishtail tie, with my fishtail tie. New man, same old grind. Gonna fight till the day I die. With my chin up and my fist held high. Gonna fight till the day that I die. Red tie, white collar, blue skies, got them rating green dollars. JT, my MVP, we about to show you how it's done, no CAP. I could have bowed out, I could have given in. Instead I bounced back, my rise is imminent. There's no breaking my stride, to the top. Fight till the day I die with my chin up.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Another Can We Keep It Real podcast.
No dawn, no era. I ain't a saint, nah, I'm something much rarer. I speak facts, I speak truth.
Coming up,
I stand tall after all I've been through. I could have bowed out, I could have given in. Instead I bounced back, my rise is imminent. There's no
RPIs, man. Them damn RPIs.
With my fishtail tie, with my fishtail tie.
You know what? I can't bring myself to even support Kamala Harris. You know, get her ass out of here. And anyone else that can support her. I just can't stand it. But salute to all the people in the Westerly School Committee. You know, shout out to you guys on Christina Cook, Lori Whitecall. You know, the only two that are really standing strong right there. I got to stop right there at Christine Cook and Lori Whitecall. The only two that step up for what is right.
Give my stride to the top of climb with my fishtail tie, with my fishtail tie.
Yeah, we support Donald Trump. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Red tie, white collar.
Hold on, I'm just trying to stop this. See what program I had it in. There we go. We got it, man. We back here at Island High School football. What is going on? The RPIs we're going to talk about today. We've been talking about the RPIs a lot. Let's break this stuff down. Now, I know there was a lot of talk about the RPIs. Let me know if y'all can hear me first. Give me a thumbs up, write a comment, whatever. But the RPIs, man, a lot of people are not feeling these RPIs. And I don't blame them. You know, you see Lincoln as the top 5 school in Division II playing down a lot. St. Ray's, Bishop Hendricken. A lot of people think Cumberland should be inside that Power 4. Let me know if you agree. Should Cumberland be in that Power 4? But who wants to be in that Power 4? Really? But I got word today, a lot of people were saying that the out-of-state numbers were not counted inside the Power 4. But I just got off the phone with somebody, and they said, nope, absolutely, the out-of-state numbers were calculated into the Power 4. Let me see what I have here. Like right here, you might have to, blow it up after, but this is like Mount Hope's corrections. You know, so all the teams that played out of state, this shit been corrected. But what do you think about the Power 4? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Tell you the truth, I don't like it. What the hell happened to win and losing? Some people say, well, we had the head-to-head, so we will be ranked above them. No. That is not how it's working. You would think that's how it worked. This last week, RAIL, some of the Coaches Association met with each other. Man, Dino was trying to fight, said it should not be enrollment. We cannot be talking enrollment. So your boy said, how about attendance? Want to talk attendance? And Dino was like, nah, I don't want no part of attendance, being part of the public school department. Should we have more damn co-ops? Should more teams be co-oping? Should Hope have a co-op? How about we co-op Hope and Shea? Anybody down with that? Hope and Shea? Anybody? We can co-op teams like Hope and Shea. But what are we going to do? You look at all the city teams are struggling. Speaking of the city teams, Jay Addison again ejected from a high school football game late in the season. I mean, Mount Pleasant right now is 0-7. Jay Addison must have blew a top. But he got thrown out of the game. I confirmed that the other day. So now you get thrown out of a game. I think that's a 2-game suspension. So he'll probably appeal it, which will carry him off to the other season. If you recall, back in the beginning of 2022, Jay Addison started his season under suspension. And he got mad at me for even talking about that. But the latest round of high school football games, brought some thrilling experience, some great action, unexpected outcome. Absolutely, man. The Cumberland versus St. Ray's game, that was the first game that I was like, yo, what the hell is going on with St. Ray's? Earlier in the season, you're bullying teams, you're running right, you're winning. You struggled to get by Tolman, and you had a real tough game, an 8-7 loss to Cumberland. After that game, I look at the RPIs, and it says St. Ray's has been pushed from, I think it was 3rd to 5th spot. Central was moved, Cumberland was moved up. And 10:30 in the morning, when people really had a chance to see it, start complaining about it, RAIL switched it all up, and they put St. Ray's back into the Power 4. But that 8-7 victory showcases strong defensive strategies from both programs. The final ranking had St. Ray's started the morning off, dropping down to 5. But this morning, they moved back to the 4th, and Central moved up to 5th. Now it changed again. Now you have Hendricken, LaSalle, St. Ray's, and Central all inside the Power 4. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you all of that shit. North Providence versus Lincoln. Lincoln triumphed over North Providence. Not surprised. Lincoln playing down a lot. And it actually has Lincoln inside RAIL, top 3 or 4 teams up in Division 2. A lot of crazy stuff going on. But we're going to tune into tune in. We're going to I'm going to actually bring up on screen, and we're going to look at the RPIs from Rhode Island Interscholastic League. But winter sports already here for middle school. And we also have another middle school story about soccer that was going on. Someone reached out to me. Do you talk about the middle school programs as well? I was like, absolutely. As long as it involves the kids, if there's a strong story, if it's correct, and we can confirm it. Playoff qualifications, RPI. Come over here. We go to football. Division 1. Okay, let me get this up on the screen for y'all can see. Okay, not that one. All right, so. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the Division 1 RPIs. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment box. You can inbox it to me. I mean, I basically went over all these RPIs up and down, front to back. It's crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. It's freaking crazy. But right now we have Hendricken. Right now, Bishop Hendricken in the number one spot. And let me tell you, I don't see anybody. And it's crazy because Bishop Hendricken lost the game yesterday for an out-of-state team, and their RPIs went even higher. Right, you're taking L. You went from 8.88 up to a 906. Just totally insane. Number 2 is LaSalle with a 7.89 RPI ranking, which overall they have a 4 and 3, which putting them in number 2 spot. Let me try to pull up the RPIs on my own phone too. Number 3, you have Central High School with the number 3 seed, which makes it interesting because now it all switches up and you have St. Ray's in number 4. And the next closest team is Cumberland with a 5.54. Look how close St. Ray's and Cumberland are with a 5.55 and a 5.54. So depending how the game goes with Cumberland next week and the games go with St. Ray's next week, depending on who they are playing. And what you have to do is you really have to look at who they're playing and what their opponent win percentage is, because that is really going to matter. The opponent's win percentage. See, some teams are playing teams with a lower win percentage, so your points are not going to be the same. So Bishop Hendricken, they actually have 11.66 win percentage right overall, and their opponent's win percentage is 5.15. LaSalle, their opponent's win percentage is 688. So LaSalle is playing tougher teams than Bishop Hendricken. Central coming in at 4 and 2. Shout out to Mikey Walsh. His opponent win percentages is 5.54. So he's playing stronger teams than Bishop Hendricken, but weaker than LaSalle. Next, you got St. Ray's at 5 and 2. Now, St. Ray's has an opponent win percentage is 4.87. So St. Ray's had played down a lot to lower divisions. So St. Ray's win percentage is 4.887. And what a mess you have over there at St. Ray's. You know, you struggle with Cumberland. You barely beat Tolman. There's definitely a quarterback controversy going on. And I got inboxes from people over there, part of the alumni, and they just scratching their head. Their backup quarterback, Martinez, from what I heard, has interest from Clemson. And Rutgers, that's before he even came over here to Rhode Island to play for St. Ray's. And I'm sure they're like, why is this kid a backup if Rutgers and Clemson are interested in him? You know, in college, they're not recruiting 5'8" quarterbacks. To become a quarterback, you know, over there in college, you know, you got to be a little bigger. I mean, your linemen are 6'6", you know, so you got to be like 6'9" or Jimmy the Green Damn Giant. Where are we? On Cumberland High School, shout out to all the kids, all the players at Cumberland High School, man. And their weasel-ass coach, Josh Lima. North Kingstown, struggling lately, but North Kingstown with a ranking. Now, the ranking and your win percentage are two different things. So, NK, their ranking right now is 461. Their win percentage is 5.00. So winning half the games they play, and their opponent is 403. Cranston West right now, picking up the 7th seed, is 408 is their rankings. coming in at 3-4, and their win percentage is only 3.71. See, the win percentage goes down. Their opponent's win percentage is 4.63. So you see, you got teams like Cranston West, 4.8, St. Ray's, North Kingstown. They're all playing about the same quality opponents. So this is your Division I bracket right here. Now, all 10 teams make the playoffs in this division. But how it is going to go, if you see my post earlier, you're going to have the top 4 programs in Division I playing for a state championship, which would be Hendricken will end up playing St. Ray's, LaSalle will play Central. So it could still be set up to have a private league Division I playoff game. That's how it looks like it's going to be set up in that particular division. Yeah, I just got a delivery. Duncan's in the house. Shout out to everyone over at Dunkin' Donuts. But where was I? Barberville, picks up a win. That propelled them up to number 8, knocking off Westerly, winning that. And that puts them at 5-2 overall. And shout out to all the coaches over there at Barberville. Let me tell you, I think Barberville should have a better ranking than 392. But Barberville's overall win percentage is 451. Their opponent is 304. So you're going to take 0.60% of their win percentage, 0.40% of their opponent's win percentage, and you're going to multiply that together, and that's going to bring you your overall win percentage. And then you got Portsmouth. How did Portsmouth plays Chariho? How the hell did that happen? I got to tell you, man, after next season, let me tell you, I got a feeling that the next alignment, you're going to have teams like Coventry in D1. You're going to have teams Mount Pleasant in D1, Central High School in D1. You're going to have the biggest schools will be Division 1. The next biggest schools will be Division 2. And then Division 3. And I don't even think they should have a D4. We should do more co-ops and put some of the D4 programs with the D1 programs. But that's going to be the next alignment. I think they're going to throw this formula away, the old formula, and they're going to go with enrollment. Now, I know Dino up in Pawtucket had an issue with the enrollment. And at the meeting the other day, a lot of people are like, who told you that? And I said, you was there, huh? But the meeting the other day actually showed, Dino really in an intense discussion about we should not go by enrollment. And it was mentioned to Dino, well, maybe we should go by attendance. And I think Dino slapped down in his chair and was like, never mind. Pawtucket has a serious issue right now where Shea High School forfeited, and they had 13 players that was ready and available to play. And you can't play with 13 players. You just can't do it. So Shea had a forfeit, and I got a feeling Shea might forfeit again this upcoming week, which really sucks for the players. You're right. I said suck because it sucks. Why are these programs not able to bring kids in? Well, I think having an attack on masculinity is one problem we have. In the last 4 years, they've been just dumbing down. Men are getting softer, women are getting stronger, and there's nothing wrong with women getting stronger. But there is a problem with all this attack on masculinity that's going on. So let's jump over to Division 2, where Division 2 isn't as lucky. Because let me tell you, all 12 teams in Division 2 do not make the playoffs. So SK and West Warwick, they've been holding on to that 1 and 2 spot all season long. Lincoln, I'm very surprised Lincoln is in the top of Division 3. Lincoln played down, top of 2. Lincoln played down to Division 3 quite a few times this season. Oh, somebody wants me to talk crap. Yeah, so Lincoln played down quite a few times. Lincoln's sitting at 5-1 right now with an RPI. Let me get this out of here. Here we go. All right, maybe you can see that clearer. I'm going to put it up on the big screen. This is the total. It used to go win percentage, opponent's win percentage, and your opponent's win percentage. And what the F is your opponent's win percentage? But SK looking very, very good this year with their 6 running plays. West Warwick, what can you say about West Pennington and what he has able to do over there in West Warwick? Taking a dumpster fire of a program that had that horrible, horrible coach, David Cato. Like, is there a worse coach in RIIL? And, all right, Ponegant is playing very well right now, but this is all something that Jimmy Cook has built over there at Ponegant. And we'll talk about that when we go over to Division 3. I don't want to get ahead of myself, which I do so friggin' easily. Okay, we have West Warwick with a 3.63. Now they're 5-2 right now. Right now, West Warwick has a win percentage of 428, and their opponent's win percentage is 6.64. So West Warwick is playing teams that's only winning 2.6% of their games. Lincoln right now is a 3.25 overall. Is Lincoln a better team than the Westerly Bulldogs? You let me know. Put it in the comments. So right now, Lincoln is coming in with a 3.2. They have a 420 win percentage and a 1.82. See, that 1.82 is because you're playing Division 3 games. You played North Providence the other day. You beat them handily. You beat Shea. Nothing against Lincoln. Do you? Westerly Bulldogs, man, next week has a game against number 2, West Warwick High School, West Pennington. They're going to knock that out. They're going to play up in West Warwick, and that game is going to be the number 2 seed. If Westerly beats West Warwick, they will have the number 2 seed throughout the playoffs. If West Warwick wins, they will have the number 2 seed. And how about East Providence? Give it up for EP. I said earlier in the year, EP, man, they're gonna have situations, really had tough. They started the season really tough with the lineman situation. I think they had one returning lineman who was injured. So, EP, they grinded. They had a couple damn shutouts. Shout out to EP. Their last game, they beat Moses Brown 48-0. I didn't see that coming, but I did put money on because EP was having these shutouts. I put money on an EP shutout on my parlay. Thank you, EP. Appreciate that one. And then number 6 right behind him is Moses Brown. Moses got a new coach, Lorenzo Perry. Shout out to Lorenzo. Shout out to Herlin Perry. Pray for you, dog. Hope everything's going good for you and your family. Woonsocket, man, must win against an Alejandro Coventry Oakers team. A lot of things going on. A lot of turmoil going on over there in Coventry. Players quitting in the middle of games. The cops had to come over, fighting between teammates. Alejandro has lost control of that locker room. That's a fact. He can come on here and deny it. And it's like the 3rd time this season, Alejandro tells his players, I'm done. I'm quitting you guys. I'm out of here. The dude ain't worthy of being a high school coach. Not yet, anyway. Shout out to Tolman. Tolman picking up the last spot in Division 2. Now, Tolman should have a record of making the playoffs multiple years in a row. But what's crazy is you could come in here and go 2-5 and make the playoffs, and that's no knock to Tolman at all. It's just a system it's the system we have. I mean, you're winning 2 games, you are making the playoffs. Crazy. On the outside looking in right now, and it's really, really close because you have Tolman has a 2.18. Right? This is how close it is between Tolman and Middletown. Tolman is 218-5143. Middletown is 218-2095. So it's so close for these two programs. So depending what happens with Middletown this week, I think Middletown plays Coventry, and I expect Middletown to win that game. You know, and Shea, of course, is probably going to forfeit again this week. But if you look, you can see the win percentage, the opponent's win percentage. Now, some people questioned whether the points were added yet for the out-of-state games. And what I found out was, yes, the points were added already for the out-of-state games. And I will put them points up on the screen momentarily. Let's see. Do you see Division 3? Here we go. Division 3. Shout out to Blizzy Blake, man. They just won a softball tournament. But right now you have Pilgrim in first place the other day. And I said the other day when they played Costco, when my child, my son, their little biatch, Eric Rube, picked against Pilgrim, and I said there's going to be no slander, no Blake Simpson slander going on here. And Pilgrim ends up knocking them out, picking up first spot, playing this week, coming back, picking up first place, and then followed by Classical. Rogers, Rogers playing strong. Rogers looks like they're ready to get on with it. And Ponagansett, let me tell you something about Ponagansett. Dave Cato over there sitting on his high horse. Dave Cato sitting on his high horse. But I'll tell you something about that. Jimmy Cook, when he was with Ponagansett, brought in some great kids. Robbie Grenier, Rock, some other players. They definitely brought in some good opponents. I'm trying to look for my notes that I had on that game. So let's be clear. Dave Cato, I'm talking right here. Look, I'm right here, Dave. Dave Cato, look, you never saw this coming. You never thought Ponagansett was going to have an undefeated run, go into the playoffs. You have a lot of confidence in this team, and you should. Their players' abilities, like I said. Great players over there at Ponagansett. But it's clear that you recognize the strong foundation that was built by Jimmy Cook. Jimmy Cook built that foundation over there. And as we've seen in Tolman, when your kids graduate, you had to build your own program. And West Warwick, and so on, right? So that foundation was built by Jimmy Cook. And I know you appreciate the talent of this current group. And Cato, you were basically handed a Tesla. You're coaching a Tesla, right? This program already was a well-established program. Now, build your own. That could be a great challenge. Build your own program, Dave Cato, and I'll be interested to see how things develop once these current players graduate. So do all that. And then we'll see what's going on. So we'll get back to this Division 3. Where were we? Ponagansett in fourth, followed by Mount Hope. How about Mount Hope? Shout out to them being the dark horse over here. Mount Hope really, Coach Shane Parker doing his thing. Really got these kids dialed in. And I got to say, yes, I am surprised You know, Shane Parker was patiently waiting for a good job. He gets one up there at Mount Hope. I mean, Shane Parker definitely did a great job with this program. Am I covering the unfair 5-year suspension of Coach Hurd by RISMA for trying to help the AU Pop Warner team schedule a makeup game during the week? I don't know much about it, but if you want to fill me in, I definitely would love to know it. But it says the other coach was not penalized, and he's done so much for the community and all volunteers. What's up with the retaliation when it comes to good people here? His 12U team has just won the playoff game. I asked why do coaches have shirts that say free Hurd on them. His wife even does photographs, and he's been an integral part of the Pop Warner League for years, dedicating time to this community. And it's not like he was intentionally causing harm to kids by working with another team for a makeup game. And 5 years suspended for one coach is extreme versus nothing for the other coach. What I think is maybe the coach you're talking about, Coach Hurd, was it? That he's a threat to people and he's a threat to the organization. But free Coach Hurd, absolutely. If I'm getting that right, 5-year suspension for Coach Hurd. Oh my! I gotta put that up on the stream here. 5-year suspension for Coach Hurd. Has anybody heard about this? Wow. What was Coach Hurd doing that granted him a 5-year whack? The other coach was not penalized, and he's done so much for the community. You know, so we definitely want to look that up, man. But we're talking about Mount Hope, the run that they are on right now, and it's unbelievable. I mean, this team right here is stacked with freshmen and sophomores, young team. Some is from the East Bay Warrior team that won a championship and only lost to Dorchester, eventual national championship in New England. And no one's talking about Mount Hope. Nobody. They have another big game against Cranston East, which nobody thought Cranston East, shout out to Jimmy Cook, was going to beat Mount Hope. But it looks like Mount Hope has clinched the playoffs. If they win the next 2 league games, will they have a home game? We will see. But only 5 seniors on this Mount Hope team. And he said it's the number 1. Is that true? The number 1 kickoff returner in D3 and number 2 in the state. 2 sophomore major contributors is Nick Rogers, Brody Cavallari. Keeping an eye on them guys. How about junior defensive back Robert Annis leading the team in sacks? I mean, what can we say about Mount Hope? They're definitely playing great ball. JJ the Bull Pimentel is the number 2 D3 in rushing and number 3 in the state with 588 yards. Get your shit up on Max Preps. Get your stats up on Max Preps. How many teams are not on Max Preps is just embarrassing. UMass Dartmouth does it again. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. We did dominate the game versus Pontiac. Pontiac was talking trash all week at our players. Well, that's just what Dave Cato promotes over there at Pontiac. That's all it is. That's all it is. So you got Mount Hope in 5th right now, followed by North Providence, Johnson High School in 7th, and Cranston East with the last playoff spot available. And then you got EG under Cranston East. I don't think EG is going to be able. Is that all we have? Is 9 in Division 3? Okay. Well, Cranston East looks like to be the last team in. They're 1-5. EG is 1-6. I mean, look at Cranston East. Their winning percentage. Their winning percentage is If you got $1, give me 60 cents. That's their winning percentage, 0.60. Their opponent's winning percentage is 1.98. So East Greenwich, Division III, playing down the last couple of years since they left Division III. Division IV has been excited. A lot of people say, I don't even know how Narragansett is in Division IV. Can anybody share that with me? You know, I will absolutely wait because they just won back-to-back Super Bowls. And it looks like they probably going to win another one. I mean, Situate's playing great football. Shout out to the Situate coaching staff. You know, and I'll say it again, since Coach D left that program, you know, the new coach has been able to turn it around. Former Shea coach, he got him at 6-1. Situate has their field back, brand new field. Davies sitting there in number 3. Davies, another team that's been dominant since they came into this league. Sanchez, Providence County Day. I think that Juanita Sanchez should co-op with Central High School. Central having number problems like all the other Providence schools. Someone said, why don't we just co-op all the Providence schools together? I don't think that would work, but who am I? Number 7, Tiverton has a playoff spot. Whoa, with 0.89%. That's like having 89 cents out of $1. Coming in at 2-5 with a win percentage is 0.62. Another team, number 8, EWG. I heard their coach, it's either going to be this season or last year. Stringfellow is getting out of town. He said he gets no respect at EWG. And he told someone that I respect and would never lie, so I know this conversation happened. He said he gets no respect at EWG. Are we surprised? Has Stringfellow done anything to earn respect at EWG Pro Co-op? But I am not surprised you get no respect over there. Tollgate, another team. Let's face it. We just need one program in Warwick. Tollgate is struggling at 1-6 again. Tollgate has been far one of the worst programs in Rhode Island in a long time. And this has nothing to do with the players because you have a former URI coach that should be able to get you guys dialed in. What's going on at Tollgate? Another school that could possibly be a D1 school under the new RIIL alignment proposal, which is going by enrollment. And number 10, we have Hope St. Patrick's Academy at 0-7 with a ranking of 0.448. So crazy things going on. I have to get the right one up here. Let's see. How about Woonsocket claiming victory over Woonsocket claiming victory over Ponagansett? Was it Ponagansett? No, Woonsocket claiming victory over Coventry High School. And I know my phone would ring after that game. You know, early on in the game, Petrarca going up the middle was giving Woonsocket a problem until they were able to make the adjustments and basically get that taken care of. But Woonsocket wins 21-7 in a great football game for Woonsocket. This improves Woonsocket to 3-4. Now Coventry falls to 2-6. Earlier in the season, I say I don't see a game Coventry can beat. One of the games they beat was Mount Pleasant, which everybody beat Mount Pleasant this season. And they beat Tolman in a 1-point game, which is funny because Tolman gave St. Ray's a shit fit. I heard after the game, Coventry players were fighting each other. Alejandro was screaming at kids, telling kids he's not coming back. I mean, I said it. Alejandro is not a head coach material. He's part of the woke agenda. He's just not, he don't have enough experience yet. Being an assistant in Rhode Island High School for a couple of years. Don't go to Shea, as the head coach just because they give you no responsibilities. You quit on them before week 1. And then you go over to Ponagansett, where from what I understand by the former Ponagansett staff, yeah, that's right. I said by the former Ponagansett staff, people you probably have dinner with, that you couldn't understand what they say. It was a 5-4 defense. You couldn't comprehend it. You couldn't understand it. And that's okay, because Jay Addison finally accepted that he don't understand offensive concepts. You don't understand being a head coach at all. At all. You brought in Jimmy Cook last season, and he was able to help you get over the hump. Now, I think last week, someone seen Jimmy Cook at the Coventry game. He had his red Coventry shirt on. They thought he was coming to save the day. Is Coach Cook coming back? You know how many phone calls I got this week about Coach Fortin from Coventry parents? Please, is he coming back? I heard him on your show, said he was going to come back. We need your help. Alejandro is not the answer. I don't just bash on coaches to bash on coaches. He sucks. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Call a spade a spade. He sucks. But Woonsocket definitely dominated that field, executing plays that advanced them towards the end zone. The defense was equally formidable, effectively limited Coventry scoring opportunities. You want to win Coventry, you got to get a bona fide coach. You got to get a coach that knows what he's doing, because fans from both schools witnessed a great game, a must-win for both programs. And Woonsocket was the only team that looked like they wanted to win that game. But we know Alejandro didn't need a police escort this time. Yeah, they definitely did not need that police escort. Okay, yesterday, who else we got? We got North Providence versus Lincoln. North Providence wins 44-28. Demonstrated some great offensive power against a D3 program. East Providence versus Moses Brown. East Providence, I ended up winning the parlay with you with the shutout. East Providence dominated Moses Brown 48-0. Can East Providence end up with a home game? We will see. West Warwick versus Mount Pleasant. This is the game Addison got kicked out. West Warwick versus Mount defeated Mount 27-12, thanks to great offensive plays and solid defense by West Pennington coach program. Mount Pleasant coach Jay Addison was ejected from last night's game, or Friday night's game, by league rules. He would be forced to miss 2 games, but this isn't the first time Mount Pleasant coach Addison has been ejected from the game. A Tolman game, the end of 2021, had him sitting out the first 2 games of the 22 season for being ejected. North Smithfield at Narragansett. Narragansett emerged victorious over North Smithfield with a convincing 35-7 win, highlighting a great team effort. And Mount Hope at Cranston East. Mount Hope just handed it to Cranston East 35-7. Great performance by a great program. Barrington versus NK. What a game this was. I said, could Barrington be sitting back in the cut and just waiting for teams, because everybody makes the playoffs. So what do they care if they win the regular season games? Like, let's just sit back, stay healthy, and have some fun. EG versus Rogers. Rogers put up a 32-14 can of whip ass against EG, demonstrating a strong defensive and offensive balance. Juanita Sanchez Co-op versus Smithfield. Smithfield narrowly beat Juanita 26-25. Davies versus Tiverton. Davies comes out of that one 23-16. Middletown versus Tolman. Middletown hangs on to a 2014 win against Tolman. And I don't have the other scores written down, but we'll get to them. We'll get to them pretty soon. We'll get to them pretty soon. Look at this. Out of 84,000 people that casted, 97% picked Donald Trump, 3% Vic Scamula, Harris. I mean, a vote for Harris is a vote for transgender. That's all. A vote for Harris is a vote for boys pretending to be girls playing in sports. And RAIL is not going to do nothing about it. We have a girl that's seriously injured here. You know, so we need to get rid of that. And Donald Trump says we're going to get transgender the hell out of schools. So do that. And Cats for Trump. Eat the cats? No, the cat said, no. Cats endorsed Donald Trump. What's up with that? So the cats are out here doing what they have to do to get their guy endorsed. Oh, I can't play that video. I got to take the music out of it. But what a game it's been. Yeah, don't be mad at me. They tweeted, I heard it, I repeated. They tweeted, I hear it, I repeat it. But yeah, there's been some great high school football going on. Some great high school football.
Colonize Mars. Spit these fire bars. Change the way you're driving cars. If you hate me, you're racist. I'm African American. They're hiring people based on race and heritage. They're grooming kids, teaching them about trans, gay sex. I'm grooming my children to take over SpaceX. I have money better after slashing paycheck. I'm a billionaire, but at a time I couldn't pay rent. I do it for the means. Politicians have teams. There's none of them right. They're all on the same team. They say that I'm a Zionist and anti-Semitic. Which one is it? Make up your mind. You're all pathetic. I'm hated by the right. I'm hated by the left. Guess that means I'm doing something right. How quickly they forget. Call me radical Republican, but my life is EV. Biden is the clown. So is Stephen King. Cuban is historic. Zuckerberg too. The government is spending all our money. We should sue. I paid $44 billion to acquire X. Hunter Biden paid $44 billion for sex.
I just planted a billion trees. I just cured a whole damn disease. I just sold $1 billion chocolate bars overseas. I just gave 10,000 people sight who couldn't even see. I bought a private island just so I could take a pee. I bought a hotel just so I could go to sleep. I just bought a private jet, got the pilot out of debt. If you're hating on me, well, that's just a normal side effect. I just tipped my waitress. I gave her ass a car.
Okay, we back. I had to get it all crewed up. Go over there and check out I want you guys to go check out over on YouTube, Team Dollar TV. We're gonna play a little bit of this. This is episode 6. Central Nights. Mike Washington did a documentary a couple years back, and this is basically how it went.
This had to be the best one because this was accomplishment, and we knew it was the end of something great that we had did. You know, it was like the last year we was all together. The last year I got to coach Mike. You know, it's just you know, this one right here will forever be, you know, a memory that will be in my heart and in my mind forever. So this was definitely the biggest accomplishment. You know, even though the game itself was a straight blowout, you know, the Florida, I forget the name of the team, it was the Falcons or something. I forget what the name of the team was. But
Bless
They
you.
thought for sure they haven't lost a game in years. They thought for sure they were gonna go in there and just beat Little Old Rhode Island, and it wasn't gonna even be a game on their aspect of it. We came in there and just put it on, from start to finish. We were just running up and down the field. They had no answer for what we brought in. Still to this day, I don't know if anybody in Rhode Island has ever won a national title since we did it. Just one of many, but this was definitely the biggest of us.
So I mean, it's another beauty.
Before we listen to Mike Washington yap his chat, shout out Mike. A national championship. I did not know Central High School won a national championship.
Cranston Stadium holds a dear place in my heart, man. I played my first ever football game here, man. First ever. This was before the turf. It was. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget my first touchdown. We were at about the 35. 26 power dive. 26 power dive on one. 26 power dive. I'll never forget it. Got it. Like I said, about the first 3-4 games, I couldn't hold the ball. I just remember me right down this sideline, ball like this, like a fucking hot potato, happy as hell, man.
He came to us and he had a choice of schools he could have gone to, and even the private schools here wanted to take a look at him. But he said he liked our uniforms. Because of that, he came to Central High School.
He came with a lot of hype, and I think I'll never forget the first practice.
He was late, and him and I put it this way: we didn't hit it off right off the bat. I really wasn't about who is this Hollywood guy? Kind of like, what have you done for me lately? Like, you're just in high school now type of deal. Michael and I had these conversations, 10 years later, 15 years later. I think he appreciated what I did, because I don't think there were many coaches that he's had that kind of, tried to keep him accountable, and kind of got in his ass when he needed to have that. So I think he respected that.
Our first game against Classical, our next door neighbors, it was like, we used to do this little round deal where we used to play Classical, now we used to play Hope, and then we'll cross over. And yeah, we played Classical, and they had a senior-oriented team, and man, I knew some of those guys, and man, they fucked me up.
You know what it is now, though, that since Mike Washington took over Classical, they won't dare put them two together. Maybe things change, but they won't put them on the same schedule any longer. Not for no big time games, that's for sure. Not for no in the same division or whatever. But yeah, go and check that out. It's over there on YouTube under Team Dollar.
It was so bad.
Dollar with an A, DOLLA.
Say fucking Pop Warner, kid. Say fucking Pop Warner, yeah, clapping in the middle of the game, and like, I just never, ever seen anything like it. And I kid you not, man, it was the worst game on the I've ever had in my life. And this is why I respect Pete so much. It's because he stuck with me, man, through that game. Like I said, it was really that horrendous. And like, he could have easily put the senior back over me, and even my homeboy, he played running back at the time, and like, again, he played running back the year before, and like, I'm new, so just the fact that he wrote it out.
When Conley Stadium wasn't turf.
Oh, that's Joey Caleo. Oh, look at Joey. Look at Joey Caleo, huh? Look at young Joey. Shout out Joey Caleo, Wesley High School, class of 2013.
I was a sophomore at Conley Stadium when Conley Stadium wasn't turf. It was literally it looked like a dirt field at the time.
I mean, it looked like a dirt field a year ago.
I remember being covered in dirt 90% of that day. I made a play, stopped the jet sweep, and the next play, Mike, with a torn groin or hamstring, ran 80 yards for a touchdown. And I went, okay, so he's hurt. He beat us. I'll tell you this, he ran for 210 yards with a torn goddamn hamstring or groin pad. One of the best, it was incredible. His senior season was the best season I've ever seen on a running back.
During Michael's senior season, Michael took me to a Super Bowl in 2011. And he led the state in touchdowns, rushing.
Look at Mikey, huh? Mikey!
To be his second time All-Stater. He had pulled his groin muscle. He had hurt his shoulder. He played hurt most of the season and still led us to the title game.
All right, so go check that out. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. And we out.
It's the rip it off of them. So what they offering? Bring the coffin in, cause they acting like Superman, so Superman can never walk again. Pushing in the Honda, then I'm hitting that accordion. Cause for them keys, you'll get stretched out. That's an accordion. I'm what they eyeing, cause I am hot as an iron and almost nice as the guy in this cypher repping Rhode Island. Wait. Ask anybody when the track's out. That's